video I'm going to give you an introduction to Scratch. I'm going to talk about how to create an account. I'm going to give you an idea of what's on the screen in the Scratch application, talk to you about the Scratch stage, and then talk you through some of the basic skills to get started. Your free account. Scratch is free. You just need an email address and you can set up an account, create your own username and password. The benefits of having an account in Scratch: you can save your projects and continue working on them on any computer with a browser, and also you can upload and use your own media, images and sounds. When you've created an account, you can sign in using the sign in button on the top right hand corner. After you've signed in, you can create a new project clicking the create button on the left hand side of the screen. Scratch is a Web 2 application. It runs in the browser and it has a lot of functionality, just like a downloaded application. The Scratch screen. This is the stage. Everything that you program, all of your sprites, your backdrops, your script is seen in the stage. Here's where you manage your backdrops. This is the sprite list where you manage your sprites. This is the block palette. These blocks are the commands that we use to create scripts. There are different categories in the block palette. These are color-coded so that you can find them easily. The tabs, you can go to different areas of the application by choosing the tabs. This is the script area. This is where you drag the blocks of code and join them together to make scripts. File name. As you create projects, you can give your projects a name. That makes it easy to find them and keep working on them. When managing sprites, you can access the sprite library, make your own sprites, upload sprites, and also access the webcam. When managing backdrops, you can also access the library for backdrops, create your own, upload your own, and also use the webcam. We have some essential tools at the top of the screen, and I'll be referring to these as we work through the projects. The Scratch stage. The Scratch stage is a rectangle. It's measured in pixels, 480 pixels wide and 360 pixels high, where each pixel is one move step. The stage is a 4-quadrant coordinate plane with an x-axis and a y-axis, an origin, and sprites can be positioned with an x and y coordinate. Getting started. I'm going to talk you through some of the basics. In the previous part of the video, I showed you the different parts of the Scratch screen. I'll be referring to those in this video as well too. One of the things to notice straight away when you open up a new Scratch project is that you have a space at the top to name your project. This is especially useful when you go back into the My Stuff folder and you can access your project again here. This is where you save, and this is where you see all of your projects. I'm going to click See Inside to open up my project. The next thing that you notice is that you have one sprite, the Scratch cat, and the backdrop is white. Down here we see all the sprites that we add to our project. We have our 3 tabs to access different parts of the application. This is the block palette, and over here is the script area. You can zoom in so that your blocks are larger and a little bit easier to manipulate. You can move blocks out. You can join blocks together. This part of the block joins to this part of the block, and you see a white line when it's ready to connect. If this is your script, it's missing a very important part, and that is the event block that starts things. In Scratch, you're given a play button and a stop button. In the events blocks, we have a number of different ways that we can start our project. When the green flag is clicked is the block that can activate and turn on this button. It's then going to go through each of these blocks one at a time. All of the code is on this cat, so it's the cat that will follow these instructions. If you have a script that you don't want, you can just drag it into this area here, and that's going to delete it. Let's say you don't want the Scratch cat. You can use the scissors in the toolbar at the top, and you can click on the cat here or down here. Let's get another sprite. The sprite library can be opened by clicking on this button. You can use the category searches, the theme searches, or you can just scroll down and find the sprite that you would like. And when you see a sprite that you would like to have on your project, click on it to select it and then click OK. Alternatively, you can double click on it and that does the same thing. Now you have a sprite, you have a script area for that sprite. Something that we can do is that we can resize by shrinking and growing. Another way to do that is to go into the looks category, and we can set the size. To activate a block without an event block, you just double click on it. Let's have a look at backdrops. To access the backdrop library, we click on this button. And just like the sprite library, we have some shortcuts to some categories and themes. One thing you'll notice when you add a backdrop is that you view the backdrop in the editor. So we no longer see the block palette and the script area. To access the script area and the block palette, click on the Scripts tab. When you're in a backdrop, the middle tab is named Backdrops. That's where you can see all the backdrops that you've selected, and you can also edit the current backdrop. If I change to a sprite view, the middle tab changes to Costumes. I see all of the costumes for my sprite, and I also have the editor. Something to think about with the editor is that we have two modes in the editor. We have vector mode and bitmap mode, and I'll refer to those in the upcoming projects. I'll make a very simple script right now and run it as a demonstration. I'm going to use when the green flag is clicked, forever, next costume, and I'm going to use a wait block and change this to a decimal. When I click on the green flag now, Scratch is going to run this script forever. Change costume and wait half a second between each costume change. If I click on the Costumes tab, I can see that there's two costumes. Click the green flag. Finally, we'll talk about how we can save a project and then open it again. Up here in the top right-hand corner, you can see the username, the My Stuff folder, and it tells you at the moment whether it's saved or not saved. When you've finished your project, you can sign out. Signing out takes you back to the Scratch homepage. I'm just going to sign in now and show you how you can open a project. So I just signed in, and now I go to the My Stuff folder. I use this shortcut here, but you can also click on your username and choose My Stuff from the drop-down menu. You can change your profile and account settings and sign out from this screen as well too. I'm going to click on My Stuff. So this opens all of your projects that you have saved. If you click on the link to the name of your project, it's going to take you to the project page where you can add instructions, give any notes and credits. You can also share your project here. You can rename your project, or you can play your animation or your game. To be able to edit your project, you need to click See Inside. So that's the basics. There's so much more to Scratch. The next step for you would be to go to Project 1 and make the dance party. Have fun.